Okay. So our parents are a special gift to us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They bring us up making great sacrifices and by undergoing different great difficulty. So what they are saying in in these lines are very very true. Like when I was, if I remember, like when I was in my childhood, even when I was going in university, I feel everything is very 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 easy. When I started job, I still remember like I have so much money in my hand and I feel, oh, I can buy this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, because life feels like it's very easy, right? But when you marry and then when you start living and then you have kids and then the life moving on, then day by day, you compare your when you sacrifice anything, you compare your childhood age and you think like, at that time, did I realize like my parent was having the same feeling, or might be they were suffering the same? No, my answer is always no. Like I never ever realized, because at that time, I don't know like what kind of age it is, like the age you are having nowadays. Like you never realize the sacrifices, and you never realize the love, the true love they have in the heart. And sometimes when they ask you to stop, not stop to do anything, like they are the person you hate most, because you start feeling like, oh, why they're asking me not to, I want to do it, and why they're asking not to do it, right? So this kind of feeling sometimes you feel when they ask you not to go, not to meet with this friend, or do that, or do this, or household works, and so many things are going on. I still remember, like, I never ever realized, but yes, you will realize once you will get married. A little realize, not too much. When you have kids, from that time you will start realizing, when they will be at the age of, when they were born, and feeding time and diaper time and this time and that time, you will realize, oh, how many difficult it is. But at that time, at the same time, you will realize, oh, my parent was doing same with me and I never realized that, right? Then they start going to school, and you have to make lunches, you have to drop them off, you have to pick them up, you have to move your schedules here and there. Oh, it's my child time. Like then register in different activities, taking here and there, and classes and this and that, and dinner time and lunch time. You will feel like a prisoner, like, oh, I am bound, and I have no other life. Sometimes you will frustrated, you will sit down and you will feel like, oh my god, what is all this, right? But at that time you will realize, oh, my parents were doing the same and they never ever complain at the, and I never ever realized like, oh, the life was this much hard. Then a phase will come when your child will be teenager. At that time, when you will compare your children's, the way they argue, the way they talk, the way they convey their needs, and their anger, their emotions, at that time you will realize, oh, my parents were suffering same from me, but I don't know why I didn't realize at that time. Like they will be feeling the same. Like they will be feeling hurt. They will be feeling, why I didn't realize that time. Every single stage of life is like a cycle. It's like a life, like a round cycle, and you will face the same things. I still remember the day when my father start wearing eyeglasses, and every time I still remember, like we say to him, like we said, oh, you're not looking nice, and whenever you are going to a party, please don't wear that. You look, you don't look good, because we are not used to watch his face in glasses, right? But the day when I went to doctor and he said, oh, now you need a eyeglasses, the time when you are reading, or when you are working on your computer. I feel so bad. Oh, my eyes are weak now. So at that moment, first time I realized, rather than feeling this pain that what my father is feeling at that time, like, oh, my eyes is getting weak. Now I'm getting old. My hairs are turning, turning gray and my eyes are getting weak, my bones are, getting weak. I never realized, like, oh, he will be feeling that way, like, oh, I'm getting old and my eyes are getting weak. Rather than feeling that way, we were feeling the appearance, like how you look like, right? Like, you are not looking good when you are wearing glasses, so don't wear when you are going in a party, right? So what I'm trying to explain you, the life cycle will tell you the difficulties and sacrifices they did for you, they did in their life, how they sacrificed their peak time of their young age, like, rather than enjoying, they work hard for you to secure your future. But at this moment you will not realize, hardly, you know um uh in thousand, might be two people realize the struggle of parents, okay? But the, the remaining 900 or 999 people, they realize when they became parent, and they didn't realize at the same time all the cycle. Every single time when you face something, when your child is, born, at that time when child, teenager, when you will marry your child, and then go on and on and on and on and on. So this is a cycle. So if I will explain you the difficulty and sacrifice, believe me, you will not understand, because at that time I didn't understand when I was in mothers and my teacher was explaining. So just keep this in mind, that you will might be practically understand when you will be having your own kids and you will be raising them. And inshallah, at that time, every single moment will make you realize that, oh, you were wrong this time, oh, you were wrong this time, oh, you should do this rather than doing that, you should answer this way. It hurt them rather than giving answer in this way, right? So there, because when your child will show the same reaction to you, at that time you will be feeling, oh, I raised you when you were, when you were young, I was changing your diapers, I was giving you food, and now you are grown up and now you are, behaving like this to me, right? So at that time you will realize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed such love in the heart, and they forego their sleep and their comfort for our well-being. So the same thing which I explained, like, you will never understand how they sacrifice the sleep, how they sacrifice the comfort. One entry into Jannah will depend on how we treat them. Okay, our entry into Jannah will depend how we treat them. Like we all know, al um, al Jannatu tahta al-aqdam ummahat. This is a hadith that the Jannah lies under the feet of your mother, right? It means, like, if you will, if your mom is happy, then you have more chances to go in Jannah. And as I have explained the hadith earlier, like, three haq from your mom to fulfill, three rights your mom has upon you to fulfill, and the fourth one is the dad, and then fifth one might be the wife or husband, or and siblings and others. Okay, we therefore need to be grateful, respectful, obedient to them. That's why this is a return, right? If we understand this, then only we will be able to return, with due respect, and we will be obedient, we will be grateful whatever they give to us. But actually, the shukr is very less. I don't know. I gave you this example to you or not. One time, one teacher asked, oh, 1 minute. Let me take a notice. One teacher, she asked, this is a glass of water, okay? And the glass is this much filled, okay? Now, teacher asked every single student, explain what you are watching in the glass, okay? So I'm asking the same question from you all. Quickly answer me. Like, if you need to explain about the glass in 2-3 words, what you will say? Okay, Farah.
It's a glass that's half full and half empty.
Half full and half empty. Nabiha?
Um,
Just in 2 words, same as Farah.
I don't know. I was gonna say half, like half full, but she said half full and empty.
Repeat.
How
Half
about
full,
half empty?
half empty. Okay. And she said half full. Noor.
Who's gone to the washroom right now?
Okay. Afan.
Um. Uh.
Quick.
Half
Keep your
full.
answer in your mind. Kamil. Shamil.
Half empty.
Half empty.
Half filled.
Half filled. Okay. Now keep this in mind. Anyone left? No? Zara left, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so always remember, okay, the one who said it's half full is a sign of shukr. The person always have shukr in his nature. That's why whatever is available, that person first think about the positive. The positive is it's half full, right? And the negative is it's half empty. If your eyes look what is missing, that means your habit is not shukr. Your habit is something to find the missing part first. Okay, so the one who said half empty, they should think like I should always see the positive first and then negative. Okay, if it's half empty, it's negative, right? And if it's if you have shukr in your personality, then you will always see the positive thing first, and positive is it was full. Okay, so same with our life. Okay, sometimes we have so many things, but our eyes always see what is the missing part. Okay, and our eyes ignore what already we have. Okay, this is a this shows the sign of shukr in your in yourself. Okay, so keep this in mind. Okay, always. Okay, now the same thing, for our parents. Okay, what happened actually, that whatever they are doing to us, sometimes we ignore. Okay, and what they are not doing, okay, from our childhood they did a lot with us, right? So sometimes we ignore whatever they did with us, and we try to focus on those things which they are asking not to do, or if they are a little bad, or if they are little, asking us, you are allowed this and not, so many things. Okay, so always, if someone do ihsan on you, ihsan means someone do any kind of favor on you, always remember first, always remember all those favors. Okay, always be positive, always look positive first, even though, what our teacher gave example, if one time you, if sometime you see a person is going in a alcohol store, and that person is Muslim, so rather than thinking, oh my god, this person is Muslim and see how he is going to alcohol store, or he's going to a drug store to buy some alcohol, no, first think some positive. Okay, we that is in Arabic it's called husne zan. Always have a husne zan, always think positive. Might be he forgot the wherever he wants to go, or he went inside to ask something to the manager, or to the person. Might be he distracted, he was going somewhere and he lost, and he want to find the way, or anything which is positive. Might be the he found the money outside, he just want to hand over that money, even though if a person is going to buy an alcohol. Okay, this is a sign of shukr, this is a sign of a good Muslim, this is a sign of husn zan. Okay, so keep this in mind. So for the parents, always keep husn zan for them, always keep. If they are saying something to you, there must be a hidden good thing inside that. which might be you are not able to understand at that moment, but in your life cycle, someday you will realize. Someday you will realize. Sometime what happened when we get married, and we have to start our life with the in-laws. We feel burdened, like, oh, living with the in-laws, oh, it's hard, right? At that moment we want, like, I should move with my husband and live a separate life. So we think at that moment about ourselves, but we forget what is the feeling of the mother who raised his child, right? And then our life cycle moves on and on and on and on, and one day your son will be bigger, and then at that day when he will repeat the same thing, you will not feel good. At that day you will realize the missing part. Oh, I didn't understand the feeling of my mother-in-law at that moment, my father-in-law at that moment, and I feel only for myself, right? So some something in your life you do not realize right away, but you realize later on. Okay, so in a same way, if they are asking you not to do something, might be there is a reason. Sit down. If you are not able to understand, sit down and ask the reason. If they are not able to explain the reason, or you are not able to understand that, leave it for later on and accept. Like, I was reading one story, I was reading yesterday that there was a wrestler. I don't know the name of that wrestler. He was Muslim, and uh, he was from Russia, and he was Muslim, and he won Khabib, yeah, if I saying Khabib, yeah, boxer, right? So he won 29 matches in a row, 29 matches in a row, and the lecture I was listening, the scholar I was listening, he was explaining like that person, the mom said, now you will not go in a ring and you will not fight. He stopped, his wrestling, like he stopped, and he just changed his career. Like he never go for wrestling after that, because the father passed away. They were telling the background that father passed away, and mom said he always go with you in the ring when you fight. Now he is no more, so I will not allow you to go and fight without him. And he listened, mom, and then he never ever ever go for the fighting again. Like was you know uh, he was the one who win 29 matches in a row, and more chances, more bright chances for his future. But the mom said no. He stopped doing that without asking anything. So if you will go, and you can search on the YouTube, so you will find that. And it was like, I was thinking like, oh, kids, nowadays kids, do, yeah, like it's hard, like finding this kind of kids, it's hard. But yes, we have examples around, right? Like he sacrificed his career because of the mom. So point number one, Allah is pleased with a person who please his parents and become displeased when a person displease his parent. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we all know, like that person, because as I explained earlier, the rights of mom and dad. Okay. So if you will understand, and if you will follow, and if you will, even though you don't understand why she is saying no, if you don't understand, like, just don't, just keep in mind there must be some meaning which I am not able to understand, but I cannot hurt her. Like, she has three rights on me, right? So I cannot hurt her. So if you stop yourself, like, you will make Allah happy. When she is happy, Allah happy. If your father is happy, of course Allah is happy. Okay. We please our parents when we respect them, talk to them with humility, and by being obedient to them. Okay, so how we can serve our parent? We show our respect towards them. And respect is not only that, like, you are coming, you are giving little food to them, and then you are thinking, okay, so they are not your pets, right? That you feel it's their feeding time, so I will go in kitchen and she will feel happy, like, okay, she is just serving the food on the table for me. No, talk to them, give time to them. The only missing thing in the elder's life is the time. everyone is so busy in job, study, doing other things, and whatever time you have left, friends, sharing, media, social media, and so many other activities, and we didn't realize, like, okay, they it's a missing part, like they are missing us, they want our time, they want us to sit with them. Or sometime when we sit with them, we are on our cell phones or we are on our device. No, turn off your device, give a quality time to them, talk to them, ask, like, okay, what you were doing, how was the day, are you feeling tired? It's just not because the work, okay, it's just not because the work that you have to work in the kitchen and she will feel happy. Of course that is your responsibility because she's getting old, your father is getting old. So throwing garbage, or cleaning the snow, or vacuuming in the house, or these kind of things, it's your job. I'm not talking about the jobs, you have to do it. Okay, respect means obedient. Showing your obedience means, like, if you are not understanding why they are saying no, you should say, okay, I don't want to go in any kind of argue. You said no, I accept. I will not do it again. Okay, fine. Happy? She will feel happy. Okay. The time, the quality time. You should not be on your cell phone. You should not be on your social media. You should not in front of TV screen like you're sitting with them. Talk to them like 15 minutes, half an hour. After every 2 3 hours, come sit and try to talk with them. This is the missing part. Sometimes some people wants to live in the old house because they keep, like, I already have, when I was teaching ladies, aunties class. So 5 or 6 aunties were very 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 old. I hope, like one day what happened, like, when I left teaching, my little, baby born, and it was hard for me to teach, continuing with them. So I said, okay, I need a break, and inshallah I'll see, like, if I will teach you. Like, sometime I feel missing, like, okay, it was a good class, or sometime I call them, they call me, and we talk. So they were very auntie. Uh, I asked her, like, how you pass your time, and what she said. She said to me, like, when you were taking classes, I was so happy at that time because we get a chance to make a friend of my age, and I was just talking with them, having a happy time. Like, I still remember the class started 9 o'clock and they come at 8:30, and because of them, because at that time there were no Zoom, they took classes on Skype. So I opened the Skype just because of them, and I do my work and get ready with doing other, like, busy in other things, whatever I have to do before class. But they will keep talking and talking and talking, and I was feeling so happy. At least they will be having a good time. And you know what she said to me? Like, she said, you teached us almost 3 4 years, and in these 3 4 years I was feeling that time was very 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 refreshing for me, because when I finished class we have a group, and then I made a group. Okay, you can practice your lesson with them, you can practice, because they were very very old, like, above 60 70. One auntie was, I guess, near 80. So 5 or 6 ladies were very very old. So what she said to me, she said, like, you know I'm living with my son has no time for me. My daughter-in-law, she of course has no time for me, and she cook, and that's it. Like, food is available, I'm not in that age to go and cook, so food is available. The food is not an issue, but my grandchildren, they don't have time, they have a busy schedule, college, school, university. So I said, nobody come and sit with you, so how you pass your time? So she said, the quality time I passed when I was in a class and I have homeworks and I was doing that, it make me a little busy. But nowadays, sometimes, I don't know, like, I'm alone in the house and just waiting for them. Might be someone come and someone sit down, talk to me. So I said, nobody talks to you? They said, no, they offer food. They said, okay, if you are hungry, I can give you food. If I have an appointment, they take me there, but nobody's there to talk like before. I was, feeling it's a cycle. Like, one day we will be feeling same, like nobody will be there to take care for you. The kids will be so much busy. So why not we start thinking right away and we give a quality time to our parents and make dua, oh Allah, never make me lonely when it will be my time, when I will be at this age, because everyone has to come at this age, right? So other aunties, 2 or 3 aunties, like their family is very, very good. They sit together, they have a good time. Like she said, I never feel alone because nobody leaves me. Like if one is not available, another is available, another is not available, another is available. They take turns, like not to leave me alone, or not to leave my mother-in-law alone. If she's going somewhere, she makes sure like kids are sitting with me, or she called anyone else, like, okay, come and have talk to the mom by the time I'm coming back. So 1 or 2 aunties are like that. So it's up to us, like how we manage the thing, okay, and how we created the environment around ourselves. So for boys, it is important to teach your wives and find the wife in a way like they can take everyone together, okay. If you will make yourself separate, what will happen? The end will be very, very bad. Like you will be alone, you will be separate, your kids will not be with you, and at that moment you will realize the missing part of your life where you made a mistake. Okay, so inshallah, keep this in mind for your future. We displease our parent when we disrespect them, talk to them harshly, and disobey them. This is a very common problem. Most of the kids are doing that. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never, never, never feel happy. I hope I gave you the example of Musa alayhi salam, right? Musa alayhi salam one asked Nabi Muhammad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will be my neighbor? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Musa, one butcher will be your neighbor. He was so surprised. I'm a prophet and butcher will be my neighbor. So he said, oh Allah, I want to see who will be my neighbor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just explained everything. He went there and he found a person who was butcher. He put something in his bag and he was going home. So Musa alayhi salam said, can I go with you? And can I have a little time at your home with you? He said, okay, fine, yes. He took Musa alayhi salam with him. And one day what happened? He took Musa alayhi salam with him, and Musa alayhi salam saw that person clean entire whole house. He put something to cook, and then when the food is ready, he just make a small pieces of the food, and then he go to a room where a very old lady was there. He combed the hair of the lady, and then he just feed the lady with his own hand. And when he was feeding the lady with the old hand, the old lady was saying something, but it was not able to understand. So Musa alayhi salam was asking, like, what she is saying when you were feeding the food. So he said, oh, this lady, the old lady, is my mom, and whenever I do the work, I comb her hair, I make food, I give her food, she always say, oh Allah, make my son, he is very obedient, make my son the neighbor of Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam was so surprised that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the mom's dua, and that's why he has no quality, but because of the dua of the mom, he will be my neighbor at the day of Qiyamah. In the same way, there is one more story. I don't remember the name of that person. Sahabi is basically a person. The companion is basically a person who visit and see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once in his life. Once in his life, okay? So, if a person didn't see Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that person is not Sahabi. And Sahabi, status is very, very high. Very, very high. The first is Sahabi, then Tabai. Tabai is a status like the person who sees Sahabi, who get chance to see Sahabi. And Tabai Tabain. Tabai Tabain is the third degree where, who get chance to see the Tabain, because Sahabi was not there at that time. They passed away, but they saw Tabain. Okay, so Tabain, then Taba Tabain. Sahabi, then Tabain, then Taba Tabain. And Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, this is called Qurune Ula. Qurune Ula means, these three generations were having khair and goodness and goodness and goodness. So these three, okay, this is the status of Sahabi. The person didn't come to see Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. While he know, like, if I will see once Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it will be a, great level, like the status will be higher, like I will be counted as a Sahabi. But that person didn't count as a Sahabi. I don't know, like, if during the talk, if I remember the name, I will, if I recall the name, I will tell you. Then at the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam one time said, Umar radiallahu an, if ever you get chance, you go and see that person and ask for yourself to make dua. Umar radiallahu anh was so surprised. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, like, go to that person and ask for dua when you will not find me, like when I passed away, go to that person, find him and ask him to make dua. After Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, like after that, Umar alayhi salam, at the time of Umar alayhi salam, when he was the leader, every single year he asked about that person. One time the people were on Hajj, and he was asking about that person, like the tribe, like he called the name of the tribe, that if the people are from this tribe, might be he is among those. So one time what happened, they got the news, like, yes, that tribe is here. So he went there, he asked about that person. He said yes, he also come. Qarni, yeah, Uwais Qarni was the name of that person. So and the tribe name was Qarni. So Umar radiallahu an asked, are you Qarnis? They said yes. Umar radiallahu anhu, is Uwais Qarni is came for Hajj among with you guys? And they said yes. And he was so excited. He said where he is. And then they said, oh, the Uwais Qarni is praying the Salah, and blah blah. They point out some tree. And Hazrat Umar radiallahu anh with Hazrat Ali radiallahu anh, they rushed there and they said, can I see your, he was reading Salah, he finished the Salah, and they said, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, just go and check if you will find if you find a mark on his back, he's the same person. So can we check your mark? And he said, who are you? And he said, I am Umar bin Khattab. He was so surprised. You are Umar bin Khattab and you are asking me to make dua? Then Umar radiallahu anh said, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed us before he passed away. He instructed us, whenever you get chance, find Uwais Qarni and ask him to make dua for you, because Uwais Qarni didn't come to see me because his mom was very, very sick, and he left everything and he make himself busy serving his mom. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate the status of Uwais Qarni this much, that if Uwais Qarni ask dua for anyone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never rejected that dua. So whatever dua Uwais Qarni will ask you, Allah will never ever reject it. So Umar radiallahu anh was excited to ask Jannah, to ask save from azab jahannam. He wanted to ask so many, he wanted to ask so many duas that Uwais Qarni made for him. So this is the status of the mom and dad. It's written in the hadith, if you smile to see your mom or dad, Allah give you ajr of one umrah. Look how hard going on umrah, $4,000, $5,000 for going, one person umrah, right? You can get the reward every single day, every single minute, by just giving a single smile to your moms and dads, right? So one day I still remember when Huzaifa came from his madrasa when he was doing his, and he was smiling after every minute. He was watching me and smiling, and I said, what happened? Why you are smiling? And he said, today my teacher told me, if you smile, if you see your mom and smile, then I Allah gave you the reward of one umrah. So I want to collect so many rewards going on umrah. That's why I'm smiling to see your face. So sometimes what happened, so many things, but it is scattered here and there, and it didn't give you chance to bring that things in action. Okay, So keep this in mind always. Your mom and dad are the most important personalities, most important. It's a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I'll start telling you the hadith about moms and dad, like hours and hours and hours will pass, right? I just gave you two or three to bring your emotions up, and you start feeling like how important they are in our in our lives, which we are not thinking this way. Okay, so inshallah, do not disrespect them, talk them very nicely, don't disobey them. If you don't understand what they are saying, stay quiet and feel, maybe I'm not able to, like I gave you the story of the mother-in-law, right? So at that moment sometimes we do not realize, but later on in some stage you will realize, oh, I'm having the same feeling, and at that time I didn't realize why she was saying no to me, right? Inshallah, children should always ask permission from their parents before going anywhere. This is very important. Sometimes it happened, we reply, oh, I forgot, that's why I didn't tell you. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a very sensitive heart. The parents' heart is very, very sensitive. They always feel so much worry if they don't see their kids. So wherever you go, always take permission. Tell them when, if you are getting late, just call them before time. Like if you commit, I will be back at 4 o'clock, and you feel like I'm not able to come at 4 o'clock, then at 3, no, not at 5 o'clock, that, oh, I forgot and now I'm informing you that I'm like, no, because the 1 hour they will feel restless, like, oh, what happened, like why they are not back, right? So if you are getting late from 4 o'clock, if you know you will not be able to reach at 4 o'clock, which you come in 3 o'clock, 3:30, make it possible. Take your cell phones from your friend and then call your mom and dad and tell them, inshallah, keep in touch with them, and feel it like they will be feeling restless. So I shouldn't make them restless. Okay. So inshallah, we will cover two more points, inshallah, and we will continue this, inshallah, next week. Okay. It is disrespectful to directly stare at them when talking to them. Okay, always remember, this is very important. In our school, because most of the time I still remember, teachers, they, for my daughter, they say, oh, she don't, keep the eye contact when she is talking. So in the start, like I was getting that, and when I was reading in the Quran and everything, and it totally, I feel it totally opposite, right? So here in our society, in our culture, like in North America, I have no idea about other places, but in North America, they feel, you know making a good contact when you are talking is a sign of confidence. Okay, but it reverse in Islam. Okay, it totally reverse in Islam. When you are staring your parents when they are talking, okay, or when they are saying something which you are not ready to understand, don't look at them, don't stare at them, because this is a sign of disrespect. Might be some of you don't know that, but alhamdulillah, today you know that, because sometime, because from school you are having the same, you are learning the same thing, right? So it stay in mind. Okay, eye contact is important. So might be you will be thinking, oh, if I will not see her, she will feel like, oh, you are not listening me. No, in Islam, always lower your gaze when you are talking to your parents. Okay, always, if you are walking with your father, always move one step behind your father. This is a respect. Why? Because Hazrat Ali radiallahu an, he said, Imam Hassan and Hussein radiallahu an, they never step forward than me. So one time I was asking with the, I was talking about that, and I was asking, what is the point showing respect if you are not moving with your father? So they said Islam is teaching us, and plus, if get up from your car and you go in and you are thinking, okay, parents are coming, from the back, and might be something happened, they are, they fell down, something happened, who's there to look after? So it's a respect, always one step behind your parent, now with them. When they are eating, always give chance to elder first to take in the plate, and this is respect. Okay, this is respect. This they bring barakah in your food. whenever you find like, okay, sometimes what happens, we are in hurry, especially boys. They are in a hurry, they sit down and they, just have the khana in the plate and they start eating. They didn't feel like, oh, mom is serving, dad is coming, he's washing hand, or might be he's on phone, he's coming. They always show like they are in rush, and they have to go somewhere. No, this is not respect. Okay, sit down, wait for them. If you have any class, if you have to catch up something, yeah, you are going somewhere, that is something else. Explain them, oh, I have to go, that's why I am in hurry and I'm eating so quickly, I didn't wait for anyone, excuse me, or sorry, whatever. Okay, but in normal condition, don't fill your plate unless your parents fill your plate first. I was reading it, I was listening one bayan, and they were telling about one sahabi. No, not sahabi, that was a pious person. Like, he said, I never eat a meat piece in my life. So someone was asking, why not? You didn't have money to buy that? He said, no. So they asked, why? And you know what he said? Every time, from my childhood till, I become, adult, my mom always eat in my plate with me. So whenever I make a bite, whenever I want to make a bite, I always feel might be, my mom wants to eat this meat because, I have only one meat, or, whatever, a little meat in the gravy. So maybe she wants it to have it. That's why I stop myself and let her eat. So this way, I never get chance when we are sitting together. I eat the part of, I eat the meat because, I always feel like the meat I have in my plate, maybe she wants to eat it. It is also written, if your parents are, if your parents are not Muslim but you become Muslim, even though in that condition you are not allowed to disobey your parents. Okay, go sit with them, eat, have food with them, and try to bring the halal food, and sit with them, eat. If they are saying not to read salah, if they are asking you not to give zakat, if they are asking you, to not to follow Allah or Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, this is the only thing, you will not obey them. Rest of the other thing, you have to listen. Okay, they have so many rights on you. Okay, so the last point, don't call your parents by their name. Alhamdulillah, we don't have this bad habit in ourselves. We all know that this is a respect, not to call the name of the parents or by disrespectful titles. Sometimes, might be in broken families this happen, but Alhamdulillah, in our families, even if they have separated or they are not living together, Alhamdulillah, this is not the part of our culture, or this is not a part of anything. So Alhamdulillah, we don't call them with the names, but inshallah, but in, keep this in mind. Whatever we have learned in 5 points, we all do not follow exactly the same. Okay, so inshallah, may Allah make us among those like who do respect and be obedient and grateful to the parents, because I don't have parents. My parents passed away. So at that time when they passed away, after that I realized like, oh, what was the blessing? Like, nobody is there calling me, scolding me, saying you are doing this wrong. I have my own independent life, like which I was thinking before. But whenever she was asking me not to do that, I was feeling, bad. Or not bad, but not showing my, I was not kind of that person like who start showing like, oh, I don't want to listen. But I still feel like, okay, it feels, it sounds good to your ears, like someone is calling your name, and sitting together on iftari, on seri, on Eid, and having good time with them. So friends you have a lot, relatives you have a lot, but no one can replace the parents, and no one can replace the siblings. Okay, so always be very grateful to them, and always have shukr. It's written in Quran, la in shakartum la azidannakum. If you will do shukr, if you will be thankful, if you will be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever you have, Allah will increase it. And if your habit is not doing shukr, Allah will reduce that. So, and Allah will give you punish as well for not doing shukr, right? So, inshallah, ask dua that, oh Allah, make me among those who do shukr and who feel like what blessing I have around, in a form of parents, inshallah. Okay, so we will keep it till here, inshallah, and then we will continue from point number 7 next week, okay? So, read the dua, subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Bye.